Oh, let's party, you know what I'm saying? Let's just party. I think it's like this. Is it better? Yeah, I think it is. Get my swole on. Make my hat. Put the hat best as possible. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Perfect. Oh yeah. Put my hat down a little bit. Let's just kick it. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I just saw a beautiful moon out there, and I started my 3 cameras. Bang. Yeah, let's kick it. See how it goes. A little tired today. I'm behind on my reading. I got my new neck weightlifting thing today. Be getting my swole on more. Practicing with my new camera. I'm going to use the editing program on this camera more for like when I'm on the road. I think I will. Just be kicking it, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, let's just kick it tonight. Let's just rock the jizzo. I'm sure there weren't any notices today because I put too many videos or they're just not sending them out. Who knows? There's no sense crying over spilled milk. Today I'm going to be giving relationship advice. I'm going to be telling everybody how to just come to grips with how shitty and boring it is. Just go for the gusto. Go for the jizzo. Just head for it. Seek your dreams. Put it on target. I didn't have time to like set one up, you know, live on the thing. Got quite a few books to read. New books. Here's I picked up a little one the other day, Constructive Anatomy. It's basically, and it's got the, you know, drawings. You know, the human body is one of the hardest things to draw. This is just like a quick reference weather. I got like a million weather books. Climate Chronicles. Goodbye, Discardus. Nature's and other regions. And photography. I'm going to do some better photography. I already know how to do this, but I found a couple good tips in there. What made me buy it, I got a new access door for my GoPro. External battery. Just let it record all night long. Well, not all night long, but a heck of a lot longer than 2 hours. So I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, I'm just going to be kicking it. Got a couple new good magazines today, too. I highly recommend these. You know, consciousness has been talked a lot. Right here, The Rise of Consciousness. And The Skeptical Inquirer. Excellent magazine. Excellent. I think you'd really enjoy this. Really gets you to look at things in a skeptical way. Look for proof. Solidify theories. Don't just wing it, throw things out there. Oh. 46 degrees, a little chilly out there. Cold, damp, cold day today. Just quite cold. But that was excellent. That's some of the best Thai food I've ever had. Maybe the best. Buckhead. Thai 21. Oh, yeah. Let's just kick it with Thai. Oh, yeah. Just love that Thai. Just hit that spot just right. I mean, I'm not kidding you. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? Good. So I come on here to do a little live. Went to Atlanta today and had a great dinner. Best Thai food I ever had. That stuff was so good. It wasn't that much either. I had that great soup and my entree, $39. But you could get entrees in there for like 70, $80 lobster. Only reason I didn't get the lobster one is because it was fried. It's like, what? I didn't want fried lobster. If that would have been another way, I would have got the Thai lobster or something, you know? Oh, that food was absolutely excellent. Thai 21, it's called. They have 4 or 5 locations. Just great food, great service. I was talking to the waiter there, and you know they started out about 5 years ago. Crazy busy, and he said this latest round, like the last 2-3 years, the revenues are dropping. They for a while they went with an 18% gratuity, and people bitched. And then they took it away. But he said he's actually today was his last day. He's going to another place. He said he just didn't want to tell me where because, he didn't want to like steal a customer. He's a good guy. But he said he just wasn't making enough money anymore, even though he was averaging 24% tips. So I gave him a bonus, wished him well. Excellent food, top-notch food. That's kind of an upper middle class area of northern Atlanta. It's called Buckhead. Brick buildings, nice everything, nice hospitals. And I saw it from a helicopter one time. Went on that helicopter ride a couple years ago, but I'd never driven up there because of traffic. Actually, the traffic was pretty good today. That was pretty smooth sailing. There was a great rainbow home. 1 second before that 3-minute short was done, that jammed. Once that happens, you're done. They say they're in the save section, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Oh, well. How'd your day go today? Good? You partying? How's your pain level? Marty's brother actually is in the hospital in Atlanta. Has an infection on his spinal cord. Isn't that crazy? That's why I went down there. Take Marty down there, get his car. They kept him. He thought he was just going to go in there and get out. He had a good day. Good for you. I am going to get details on that guy I know's wife and the relief she got and exactly what they did and what medication they used. I'll tell you. She's tried everything. But she's really feeling good. And there's not a lot of downside. It's different than an epidural, which, I don't know the details of, but I'll get it for you. And what else? I'm going to look at a Tombstone company for sale tomorrow. They make tombstones, they mill the granite and then put the names in it. Guy wants $1 million for it, which we'll see if it's worth it or not. I'm going to look at their books. Just something new, fuck around. We'll make your tombstone for you. Hey, Steph. Anybody I know on YouTube, you will get a discount on your tombstone. Just because you know me. That's the kind of guy I am. I talked to a guy one time that sold tombstones, and he said a lot of people that gave him the creeps when, of course, their birthday gets chiseled on it, and they wait till you die before, of course, they put the date of death. And he said they didn't want that when they went and saw like their spouse, her tombstone was already there. They wanted theirs blocked out or turned around. They gave them the creeps. I mean, if you think about it, here you got your birth date, you know that, of course. And you got the blank spot on when you're going to die. And it does get you thinking. That doesn't really bother me too much. How you doing, Steph? It's like the here and now existentialism. Oh, it would give you the creeps, huh? Okay. I was able to feed the Bolsher. It was almost dark when I got home, but I got her to get off her eggs, come out, and she ate 2 chicken legs. It's cold, damp. I don't think it's getting as cold than I just did last night. Fed the birds. Yeah, what else I go on to tell you? That's about it, I guess. Stephanie, are you going to get the Tombstone or cremated? Have you made plans for that, Callie? How you going to be in a grave site? You know, I have a grave site actually. Oh, cremated, all right. Hey, Becca, I had a stillborn brother and sister, and I got one near them. Close as I could. Not that it meant shit, but I don't know. I was there. I was kind of looking. You know, back then when they buried babies, you just got a little stillborn. You just got a little plaque. I had a hard time finding them. While I was there, I just got myself a tombstone. Mainly, I mean, not a tombstone, a gravesite, because I didn't want somebody to get stuck paying the bill. And I wasn't really sure back then. I wasn't really thinking about it too much. I should probably sell it. I just saw little bags, though. Healthy as you can get. Becca, did you work today? I don't like kettle corn. Marty really likes it. Oh, pay for your cremation? Oh, that's nice of him. Cool. Oh, good. Yeah, that kettle corn was big up in Michigan. Oh, that's nice. Oh, for your birthday. Was that today? Your birthday today? If it is, happy birthday. Good for you. You know, birthdays never really meant anything to me. I don't care about them. 42 today. Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember when I was 42. I think starting around 30, it's like it all kinds is the same. Yeah, happy birthday. I'll get you a birthday present. I'll buy you a nice dinner. You know, it's supposed to be a beautiful day tomorrow. I'll buy a good Turkish dinner. I had a gyro. That's where I got the gyro the other day. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good, great food. I love the lady that works there too. I don't know if her boyfriend or husband. I don't give a fuck. I don't ask. And also, there's a good New Moon coffee shop downtown Augusta. I'm starting to really like downtown Augusta. Almost better than Athens because I like sitting and reading my books and watching people go by. And I like a lot of room and I like sitting where I can look out. I don't like sitting at these little gay tables at Starbucks. 4 chairs and you're just sitting there. It's just weird. I like a counter where you can look out or a place where nobody's sitting right next to me. And I like that. The only problem is they're not open very long. I do like the Starbucks in Thompson. I don't really like the one in Thompson in Washington Street in Augusta that much. Oh, no kidding, huh? That New Moon Cafe, I like the vibe there. But most of those restaurants down there are terrible. Have you been to Taco Cat? Taco Cat's good. But that Mediterranean place down there sucks. I hate to say it. Just not good. The bagel place, I put some videos up there. Yeah, no. Yeah, I wouldn't want to live down there, though. But I do like New Moon Cafe. Mm-hmm. But I like going to New Moon. I just don't like their hours. I'm going to move my weightlifting equipment into the garage. You know, I got a huge 4,000, or not 4,000. How much is it? 2,600 square foot polished concrete garage. Same windows I have in my house. I'm going to move my weights there because you know what? It forces me in that old house to work out earlier than I want to. I like working out late, even though they say it's not good for you. And I run out of daylight too much. Oh, I believe it. Yeah. Taco Cat's good. Have you had their tacos? When Stephanie comes to visit, I'm going to take her down there. I'll give her a tour of Augusta. Have you been to the Masters ever, Becca? Yeah, go to Taco Cat. You know, it's like adjacent to Broad. And there's two good record stores here, too. It's not just like regular tacos. It's like really good ones. Like a big whole slab of fish on a taco, not some ground up crap. Like, if you looked at that Mexican restaurant I went to last night, I don't really like it that much. But I was over there, and it's about it there. I like the guy that owns it, but their food is like shaky. Oh, good for you. Good for you. Gotcha. Yeah, okay. I went to it not last year, the year before, and I only went to it because Marty, he had tickets and his wife got sick. So I took her place. It was interesting. You know, see the grounds and all that kind of stuff. I thought it was nice. You know, it's like, you know, the haves and the have-nots. Oh, I believe it. Somebody told me one time that like those hotels and stuff are booked out like years in advance. 1,200. Yeah, I believe that. I think our tickets were 1,600 each. And that was like a practice. Was it practice day? Yeah, it was a practice day. Yeah. 1,200 a night. Wow. How many rooms do you have at your place? Do you go over to the mall much? They have shootings there too. Wow, they really get that for there. I wonder how do they not get busted for price fixing? You know, I know that used to be a big deal. And wow. Now, is that a franchise or does the corporation own that one? Good for them. 1,200 a night. You ever go to that place that sells oysters up there in Washington? You like sit on picnic tables and stuff. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. I forget the name, but they've been there forever. I think it starts with an R. It's like right up across from Chick-fil-A. I went there one time. Yeah, Reinhardt's. I thought it was like okay, but that place is absolutely jammed during the Masters. 129 rooms. What a nightmare it must be running that place. Now, do you get homeless and stuff camping out down there? Oh, it's very good food. I had oysters there. That was it. It's the only thing I ever had. The Turkish place is great. I used to go to the Indian place, Persis, but they got the lowest health score ever in Richmond County, and I never went back. About a year ago, they got like a 23. I thought, screw that. I do go to Curry Hut. If you've never, Curry Hut's good too. The guy named Vic runs it. Nice guy. And that health food store, that natural food store, kind of across in that strip mall. I guess they moved somewhere, but I only went in there one time, and I don't know where they moved to. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, good. Rinhart's, yeah. Yeah, I don't really go down that where you're at too much. I know it's like down around there. I know kind of where it is, but I never go by there. I went and got a dozen bagels too at that place. You got to get some bagels there. You will love them. It's weird though. They're closed like Tuesday and Wednesday, which I thought is kind of weird. But if you go there, get there earlier, because like what's really strange to me is the good part of Augusta. Okay. What's really strange to me is here running a bagel thing. They're really super nice people that run it. And you're out of bagels like an hour and a half into the day. Make some more. So you got to get there early if you want like your choice. But they're doing well. So good for them. I got a dozen. I had one. I got two for Marty, and then I gave the rest to my neighbor. Yeah. I checked out the rating. That place you told me, that Something's Kitchen, they didn't have that great of ratings, but you can't always go by those. But, if you've never been to a place and you don't know anybody, it's like, what else do you have to go on? What are you going to go pick a place with the worst ratings? Same with, picking a doctor or a lawyer or anything else. Those record stores are good down there on that Broad. Used CDs and stuff like that. You can take music lessons down there. I don't know how a lot of those businesses stay in business, man. I never see anybody in them. There's a lady, they live down in Burke County, Hispanic lady. She opened up like a natural thing, stores and that kind of thing. Probably losing her ass. All this healthy stuff. Yeah. So that's all I know. Oh, really? Ruth's Family Kitchen. Is that the one you told me about the other day? I looked them up. Yeah, they always do that. They know they'll get their ass kicked off here if they make a bad comment. It's good that they're off there, because if they were on here, they'd be causing trouble. Oh, Parker's. Oh, Ruth's Family Kitchen. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, Ruth's Family Kitchen. Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah. I like going down there, though. And that was a good little mineral store. I didn't stay long because I wasn't really into it. But I made some good contacts. And it's already working for me. So far, so good. Oh, okay. Homemade food. Now, is that soul food or like Southern food? They get a couple places like that out in Washington. I go, it's always the same thing, though. Green beans, fried chicken, macaroni and cheese. Like, it's okay. That Thai food tonight was absolutely exceptional. I mean, really good. That whole mall was nice. Have you been there before? Perimeter Mall in Buckhead? Just a nice area. Yeah, no, you're right. Older ladies, that's true. Yep. Yeah, really good, man. But I got lucky on the traffic, I thought. A couple fender benders. They're always working on the highway down there. Went down 285, which is a racetrack. That's it. Yeah, I'm still thinking of going back with the StreamYard thing. I know Stephanie, she comes up in the StreamYard. We got a couple parodies we're going to do yet that we just haven't got around to doing. Would you have enough guts to come up on a live, Becca? Or are you kind of shy that way? No, that's how it is. Lurkers, yeah, sure is, yeah. Yeah, we let them know. Callie, she's been up before. Callie came up one time. Oh, you do? Okay. Oh, that's good. 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 Yeah, all right. As I said, I put right before I started this chat, I saw a beautiful moon behind the clouds. I think it's 85%. You know, they jacked this time up now, so it worked out perfect for this full moon tomorrow night, I think. But I'm filming it tonight. I think it'll be pretty good. I love that when you can see the clouds going in front of the moon. You know, warmer front coming in. Kind of fun. Michigan was 64 today, I think. I'm going to be getting up there pretty soon, too. Spend the night in Lexington. Lexington's a good town, too. A good sushi place. I go there. I've said before, you know, the horse farms in Lexington in the spring and that bluegrass. It's just beautiful. Looks like Norman Rockwell paintings. Yeah, it's going to be nice tomorrow. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Yeah, Seattle. Yep. Crazy the different weather you get in the country, isn't it? Nuts. Yeah. I got an Amazon delivered. I got a new weightlifting thing for my neck. No, you're right. Hey, Bruce, how you doing? How's it going? Yeah, so we'll end up doing that. I'm gonna try and get to bed a little early. Did you guys? Did you have any effect of the moving the clock ahead? Do you notice it all? I don't really like it. I don't like daylight saving times. We should just leave it alone. Did you guys notice a difference in that hour or not really? I mean, to me, you know, I try to do it like, you know, because I don't have a job that it shouldn't matter, but it does seem to kind of matter. It's just a psychological component to looking at the thing. And like today, you know, it said 9:30, but it was really 8:30. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it like that. Yeah, you're right. It's true. Yep. Yeah, it stays light later. Yep. I like dark early too. Believe it or not, I get more done when it gets dark early. But you know, we'll get till I think June 21st, summer solstice. The days get longer. I mean, it's nuts. 10:30 at night, and you know, birds are out running around eating worms. Yeah, yeah, I like it getting dark early. Now in Michigan, the theory used to be they did it to so the kids didn't have to go to school in the dark. I don't know if that's what they said. Some states don't have it at all, and I don't think the Native Americans use it like out in New Mexico. I think some of it, not all Arizona. I think not all of it uses it. Yeah, I was out there a couple years ago. That's where I went out and checked that big uh, petrified wood collection. Petrified wood's pretty interesting. You know, I found though, really, I mean, you know, when you're really into something, you're really not. I like it. I have a lot of it, some 14,000 pound pieces. There's four I'm going to put on eBay. I think they weigh about 74,000 pounds when you add them all up. Then there's another 300,000 pounds in barrels and then crates, and then a bunch of little petrified rock. I like it. I don't love it. I'm getting a couple cut into tables, and I don't really like turning rocks. I like them like natural looking, but it's a shit ton of work. That's like 7 or 8 on the Mohs scale, the MOHS scale for hardness. I just don't really like. I don't. I'm not really into it that much. I was looking at some wet sanding saws and some stuff, and I have a hard time pulling the trigger. So anybody wants a good deal on some petrified wood, if you like it, you can go on eBay and get an idea what it looks like, that kind of thing. But I went out to Holbrook, Arizona. Had all that trucked here. 16 truckloads, semi trucks. It is kind of beautiful, and it's certainly thought provoking, but I don't really like stuff made out of it that much, to tell you the truth. I mean, I think it looks okay, but just like, even though it's cool looking, you see like a petrified wood lamp or a soap holder or something. They just like okay. It was fun going out there though, Holbrook, Arizona. Beautiful, in a way. I was kind of planning on getting out there this spring to see a spring in the desert. I've never done it, and a lot of people talk to me about it. I would like to photograph it. You wouldn't consider the spring in the desert that great, but I guess it is, with the blooming on the cactuses and saguaro cactus and stuff like that. I think it'd be fun. But I mean, I don't mind when I get a big bang for my buck, and there's a lot of things that I like. I don't really like color photography. I like winter photography. I like dark. I like rundown cities. I like poverty, the hood. I just don't like, I don't even though I love animals and stuff, I don't like photographing that much. Hey, Dolly, how you doing? I just don't really like it that much. So when I go to places like that, it's not almost worth it for me to drive my ass way out there. And just for that, I try to like get more things to do. I love airplanes, but I don't like photographing airplanes either. Helicopters, just so boring. Maybe on a big, huge international show like the one I did in Atlanta, but not hanging out at an airport doing it. Yeah, I went to the Onion Festival last year. That wasn't any big deal. It was like okay. I got a couple of onion rings. It was like, I don't think I'm going to go back. I went to the Rattlesnake Festival in Wiggum. I don't think I'm going to go back to that. It was okay, not great. And there's a bunch of other festivals going around. I'm thinking about maybe going up to the National Semi Truck Show. They have some big, good shows on Louisville. It's called the MATT Show, I think, MATS, MATTS. I thought about that. I like that. There's got to be like, I keep thinking I'm going to go to the Peanut Festival show down in Dothan, Alabama, and I just never get around to doing it. I mean, it's got to be, a lot for me to like just go there and think, wow, yeah, Kentucky's beautiful. I'm telling you guys, you want to go to a reasonable vacation and just see like really beautiful scenery and reasonably, I'm doing good. How you, Dolly? Lexington, Kentucky's good. You can get there from Michigan, 8 hours. Nice airport. Louisville's interesting too. I don't think it's as nice as Lexington, and more kind of Detroitish, But Kentucky's beautiful. Tennessee too. I love Mississippi too, but I don't know that I'd recommend go. I love the Mississippi Delta. I photographed that whole area down through there, all along the Mississippi River. I've been everywhere in the Mississippi River from the very beginning. It was a stream in Minnesota, all the way down to the very end in New Orleans. 2,350 miles. I love Montana. Oh, what are you going to do down there, What are you going to May? You're going to love it down there. Have you been down there in May before? Because if you haven't, boy, are you in for a treat. Just super gorgeous. Tennessee. What part, by the way? You know, all those big cities in Tennessee have crazy crime. I don't know if you know that or not. Every single one of them. Memphis, Knoxville, uh, Nashville. Lots of crime. So depending on where you're going. Oh, gone on a friend and I on vacation. Oh, good for you. Do you know what big city you're going to be near? Yeah, Memphis is crazy. Now, I spent a lot of time down in Memphis. Oh, Nashville for a concert. Good, but be careful there. I'm not shitting you. There's a shit ton of crime in Nashville. Yeah, Memphis is crazy. I spent a lot of time in Tunica. I had a buddy of mine who was a big gambler, and I was really doing a lot of photography. I'd go down there for a month at a time and stay in Robinsonville, which is where let me tell you, Tunica in the 2000s was the second busiest casino market in the country. Nothing else to do. As a matter of fact, the Gold Strike's the tallest building in the state of Mississippi. And I had a buddy of mine that modeled full time. He won that Fear Factor. And all the broads wanted to bang him. So, I mean, we never paid for anything. Free rooms for a whole month, free food for a whole month. I'm not shitting you. Yeah, you'll have a good time there. Oh, okay, Becca. All right. Yeah, I think you'll have a really good time there. You know, and you're not that far from the other places. You're not really that far from Lexington, to tell you the truth. Are you flying down there or driving? Yeah, I think you'd have a good time. Is it a country concert you're going to see? I think you'd have a good time in Memphis too, Tunica. Oh, good. Now, Gatlinburg would be good in May too. Gatlinburg's a good place. I cut through there going up to Michigan. A lot of stuff to do in Gatlinburg. Oh, really? That'll be fun. Oh, that'll be cool. You're not that far from Gatlinburg, Dollywood, all that stuff. A lot of stuff to do there. Yeah, Pigeon Forge. Yeah. I cut through there all the time. And, you know, a lot to do. The park will be beautiful in May. Smoky Mountain National Park. You know, it's the number one park for deaths. Wouldn't seem like it. I think it's just be a numbers game. I think that's the most popular park as far as attendance because of where it's located, you know, right in the middle of the United States. And people are always dying there or getting lost. Find them dead, drown, all sorts of weird shit. And they get at the top in Gatlinburg, that mountain range there. I think it's like 6,800. They get like 200 inches of snow, like levels like Sault Ste. Marie gets in the winter. They shut down that park all the time. You know, 441 goes right through the park. That thing's shut down all the time in the winter for snow. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, I believe that. Yep. Yeah, that's cool. That's got like a unique species there. I think it's the most unique species of vegetative growth of any of the national parks, Smoky Mountain National Park. I don't know if you've been to Glacier National Park yet. Great. Really, really beautiful. I don't know if you've spent much time in Montana. Really nice. I could tell you lots of good places to go out there. Yeah, you would really love Montana. I'll tell you a great drive. I don't know how much time you guys could take is to go into, like, let's say fly into Duluth and then just head west to Kalispell along Highway 2. It's just beautiful. Oh yeah, you should do it. It's like not that big a deal. South Dakota is great. North Dakota is great. Badlands are great. I like states like Iowa and Nebraska too. The Great Plains states. Oh, have you? Oh, okay. How was your experience on Amtrak? Would you say it was good or not? They don't get very good ratings, and I know they're notoriously late and they run out of food, break down, all sorts of crappy stuff. People think they show you those photos of the glass dome and you're sitting there looking at two buffalo banging on a snow-capped mountain. It's not really like that. Oh, did you? Good for you. What'd you take? The Sunset Limited? Oh, good. And where did you start out from, Bruce? Oh, wow. Did you? You loved it, huh? Did you get a sleeper car? And how long ago was that? Yeah. Dolly, I don't know if you have a GoPro or not, or, a new one like the new camera I just got. You should really get one. You can take fantastic pictures. You can do time lapse. You can take videos. You can keep it in your pocket or your purse all the time. You could put everything on just one SD card. I mean, it's the way to go. It's way better than a camera, other than close-ups. But you could just get great video if you're taking trips like that. Oh, 12 years ago. Good for you. Oh, okay. Good for you. I'm glad you had a good time. Yeah, I could tell you how to, if you're not familiar with that kind of stuff, you'll go crazy trying to learn it. But if you bought one, I could tell you exactly how to use it. They're getting cheaper and cheaper. GoPro's sales aren't doing too good right now. I could tell you how to use it in like 20 minutes over the phone, everything. You'd be ready to go. And you can just put a zillion pictures on them. The video's great. I mean, I bet I have 5,000 GoPro videos uploaded between photos and videos. I know every trick in the book in them. They're super easy to use once you get the slide menu. You can upload everything. Yeah, super fun. Yeah. I mean, for the money they cost, I tell people all the time, for what a GoPro does, they ought to be $2,000. How many cameras that take like great photos and video that you can put underwater, leave in the snow, leave out all night to time lapse the stars, take great still photographs for like $250? Are you kidding me? And they're bulletproof too. I had one fall off a 50-foot pole. I had another one come off the end of a pole and was in Lake Huron in the winter for a month underwater. I had another one come off my roof in Saginaw doing 75 miles an hour. Still ticking, still working. They're tough. And they last a long time too. And I also know people that get them that never use them because they try using them on their own. If you're not like a technical buff, I'm not either, but I just had to bite the bullet for those because I wanted to use them, watch YouTube videos and stuff. It's daunting for someone, but if you got one, I could have you up to speed in a 15-minute conversation. You could even use it at the concert. Got great audio. I use mine all the time. This one I just got a couple days ago. This is a Insta360 Ace Pro 2. It's like the latest one on the market. These are more expensive. So far, so good. I mean, I like it. Nah, I mean, but you don't need to be. I know how. I could tell you how to do it. So easy. Yeah, but if you, I mean, some people aren't really like into, I think you don't have as much fun on a trip when you're trying to get every perfect shot. It's a pain in the ass in a lot of ways. Where if you don't have a camera, you don't have it and you just enjoy yourself. If you're like hiking, let's say, you're hiking, you're just having fun, you're looking around. But when you got a GoPro or a camera, you always want to get this shot, that shot, making sure the light's right. It's an extra thing. I tell people it reminds me of like the difference between judging a boxing match and just going and enjoying and not taking any photos. Yeah, photographs. I mean, they're great to look at later, but boy, you pay the piper. No, I do that too. Believe it or not, I spent tons of time in Alaska, all over the place, and I didn't photograph that much stuff in Alaska. And people say, why? Well, to be honest with you, it wasn't like that much that interested me. I'm not into animals. I'm not into color. Um, uh, no blight, no poverty, no ghetto. Uh, it wasn't long enough to like set up and record for a couple days. And people just can't believe, I didn't take tons of photos. It wasn't that much that I wanted to look at later. Now you take me to Detroit or Memphis or the Mississippi Delta. Yeah, now we're talking, man. It's nothing for me to knock out 500-600 photos a day, 3-4 hours of video. But Alaska, it just wasn't my type stuff. No, not really. Not really. I mean, I'll catch one once in a while. I enjoy it, but it's not something that I'd seek. I wouldn't buy one. I wouldn't like go to a movie theater to see one. I was thinking of seeing a movie up in Buckhead today. I knew I was screwed in the traffic either way, but I went and got a Thai dinner set. But I'll tell you, the last probably month I've been up near these movie theaters, and I look through the movies and they all seem so stupid and uninteresting. I don't know how these places stay in business nowadays. And there's no money in documentaries anyway. There's no money in like bird migration, none of that stuff. Back in the day, Jacques Cousteau, he could pull it off. There wasn't that much. And then the BBC did, that Attenborough narrated nature things. But usually, most people just lose their ass. And there's not a lot of people that want to put money into things that aren't going to make a profit. So these movies that you see now are either they're cartoonish, animated, maybe in IMAX. Just for the hell of it, I haven't been out to Vegas in a while. And, they built that big sphere out there. And boy, you look at the ratings, man, they're not that good. I mean, it's super expensive and people say it's cheesy and crowded and you're rushed. And it's like, God, I forgot what that thing cost. It's just some insane amount of money. The movies are so boring. Yeah. I mean, they're just like either for kids, blow them up, stupid stuff. Yeah. And book shows and stuff are kind of falling by the wayside as well. I do go to a good book show here and there. Yeah, they're expensive now. Yep. I love Deadliest Catch. I watched all those. But you probably know this already. If you keep up in those shows and you watch them, it's a lot of pedophiles, druggies, criminals, bank robbers. That's why they're out there risking their lives. It's the only decent paying job they can get because of their history. That's no shit. I don't know if you've paid attention to that. And like that Sig, he was fondling a 16-year-old girl, got convicted down in Florida. A couple other ones with young underage girls. Like tons of them are like got drug convictions. Yeah, just a bunch of white trash. And God knows what it's like when the camera isn't doing it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it really is. It's just, but that Sig guy is a fucking pervert. His daughter's screwing him for fondling her when she was young. She's an attorney now. Now, that may not be true. I mean, unless people are convicted, but Sig pled guilty to having sexual gratification in Florida with a 16-year-old, which just is like major creeper. Phil was good too, but he seemed like his kid turned out to be a loser though. They're always getting their boats repossessed. And I mean, they're just a bunch of white trash. I mean, it's Jerry Springer catching crabs. Yeah, big smoker. That's exactly right. That's true. Yeah, it got him. Yep. Big smoker. All sorts of warnings, all sorts of clues, and they just keep on smoking and getting more tattoos, and it catches up to you. You pay the piper. Everything, including humans, like you're young enough to produce offspring. You can smoke and drink and get high and all that shit up into your 30s, and you're still going to be able to produce babies. That's the way life works with the longevity of human beings. It's like the guarantee that the human race continues. But then that stuff all catches up to you, post child rearing years. Yeah, they should. They should. But, they're still inhaling it and stuff. They don't give a fuck. I mean, none of those kind of guys care about secondhand smoke. I mean, they're smoking to begin with. Some people get away with it. Most don't. I think there's 286 carcinogens in cigarette smoke now. And this is after, all the scrutiny and catching them lying on the ingredients, that kind of thing. I just don't know why anybody would smoke. I don't. I never even tried it. My parents both smoked. My sister smoked. That's what finished her off eventually. It'll be 2 years ago this June she died. Yeah. No, that happens. Yeah. It depends what kind you get, though. There's a lot of variants. That one you can get doing oral sex on women like Michael Douglas did, and you can get it from smoking. I think I'd rather get mine from smoking. And sometimes you just get it. Chewing tobacco is a big one too. Did you chew tobacco? My nephew got that throat cancer. Probably got it from that nasty old bitch that divorced him. God. Oh, no kidding. Oh, sorry about that. Wow. No, same here. Yep. And Christopher Reeve's wife, secondhand smoke. Singing in lounges. Yeah, it just never really interested me. I want a phone company. Oh, well, I could, yeah, maybe, But I'll tell you, I had a grandfather that lived 10 days short of 100, and he worked in an asbestos company where it flew around like a snowstorm the whole 20 years he worked there. Oh, chemicals, okay. But here's the thing, Bruce. There were people, I'm sure, that worked there that didn't get cancer, and that's where it gets weird. Yeah, I didn't get cancer, but emphysema, yeah. Well, they're making more and more bronchial dilators. Your problem most likely is getting rid of CO2, used oxygen. It's not breathing the oxygen in, it's getting rid of the old air out. Get rid of the used air. But they're getting better and better medications for that, bronchial dilators. You probably have an emergency spray, don't you, Stephanie? I forget what they call those. Yeah, 40 years. I mean, there's people that get emphysema and COPD, different forms of COPD, that never smoked, that never worked in factories with chemicals. A lot of people came down with that after 9/11, firefighters and stuff. Of course, we all know what was in the air there, burning like everything. Oh, okay, inhalers, yeah. Yeah. Well, we're going to have to stock up on those when you get down here. You're going to be needing them. Yeah, like emergency inhalers. But I think that, smoking is actually down. I think, the government realized that, smokers, you can charge them whatever you want, and most of them are never going to quit smoking, which is why the tax is so ridiculous. It's just insane. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Trump and this new drug czar, this new FBI guy. I mean, at least what they're saying, they're going to be hell-bent on doing what they can to keep this dope from coming to the United States. I think in New York, it's like $19 a pack now. That's all I know. Massive, like it. Yeah, it might be true about that. Yeah, could be true. Do you recognize some of those voices on YouTube videos? The AI, there's a couple like male voices. They use them for everything. And when I hear them talking, I don't care what it's about. I just turn it. To me, they have like aggravating voices. Oh, $12 in Seattle. And that's a lot. And at least a lot of people I know or used to know, a lot of them are dead now, would reference being 2-pack-a-day smokers. So $25 a day, yeah, that's kind of a lot. I think it is. I remember when I had an office in Dearborn, Michigan, near Detroit. There was an internal medicine guy down the hallway. He said if all his patients quit smoking, he'd gone out of business. All the associated things that come along with it later. And like I said, that's what eventually finished off my sister, and it finished off my mom at 62 years old. Bilateral pulmonary embolism. Tits up. Face went right down the bowl of Cheerios. Oh, vape. Yeah, that vape. Now they're saying this vape stuff is like, people, teenagers getting lung transplants. I don't know whether that's scare tactics or it happens a lot or what. And this kratom, that's messing people's stuff up too. Organ failure. It's nuts. You just never know. Popcorn lung, that's what I got. Yeah. And, if you look, the average physician really isn't familiar with the lung capacity that you lose as you age. Look at a chart sometime or go on YouTube or eBay and look at how your lung capacity changes. I mean, your lungs quit developing, I think, at 27, and it's downhill from 34 on. And by the time like you're 40, older people think, well, I'm out of shape. You see them in an airport pulling luggage or something. It's like, oh, I'm so out of shape. Well, that's true. You are out of shape and you are overweight, but the real thing that's getting you is your lung capacity is diminished so much at your age, 65. If you look at charts of lung capacity with an average healthy person, I mean, it's like, a gymnasium size when you're 18. And when you're like 65, it's like basketball size. It's a big difference. I don't know about that, Bruce. I've heard about it. I don't know. That's exactly marijuana. Well, there you watch, this is kind of out there now. See, the problem with marijuana is that, especially in the United States and other places as well, it's a Schedule 1 drug. So because it's illegal, nobody spent a bunch of money studying the long-term effects. Why would you? I mean, you're not getting straight in, there's no controlled environment. But if you look, there's more and more info coming out now for long-term marijuana smokers, like from the 70s, that it's affecting their memory. I mean, if you guys know any like old potheads from high school and you're in your 60s, have you run across to them and had a conversation with them? It's almost like boxing dementia, head trauma. I mean, heavy duty like Cheech and Chong guys, only for real. I'll tell you who I noticed it on a lot is Mike Tyson and Joe Rogan. I mean, Joe Rogan half the time now seems like he's got brain damage. Heavy duty marijuana smoking. Yeah, no, it's natural. Yeah, I get all that. In your brain, you do have receptors for it. I get all that. But what it does to your brain long term is a big question mark. Yeah, but I don't think smoking in moderation is good. I don't give a fuck what it is. Sucking anything into your lungs, even a little bit, just like the World Health Organization said, even small amounts of alcohol are top causes for cancers. And that's below moderation. They are, but a lot of people, most people that I know that smoke cigars did not inhale them. Now, it's true, it's not good, and you may get mouth cancer or esophageal cancer. Speaking of esophaguses too, if you look at like the anatomy of the structure of an esophagus, that tissue is very delicate. I mean, it's like it's like thin crepe paper. It's easy to damage your esophagus. I think mine's fucked up. Why, I don't know. That medication I'm using, it's treating esophagus inflammation right where it meets the stomach. It's not my stomach. It's higher than that. I don't know how that happened. I haven't had a drink in a year. No fried foods, never smoked. I don't know what the hell it is. But I'm a lot better. I finally found a medication that worked. Oh, did he tell you that? Yeah, I bet he did. Yep, that's true. Yeah. Reflux. I don't have reflux and I don't have GERD. It's weird. But it's easy to mess up your esophagus. They actually burn the esophagus doing ablations, cardiac ablations. I had one of those too. About 15 years ago at Cleveland Clinic. It was 140 grand. They go into the femoral artery and snake it up and puncture the heart sac and go in there and burn etching on your pulmonary veins. I volunteered for a study too, the Tokestar study, where they used a LED catheter readout. Because if you burn the pulmonary vein too much, etched it too much, you did damage. If you didn't burn it enough, you didn't disrupt the electrical signal. And there were 13 of us, and all of us, none of us ever had AFib again. None of us ever had AFib. So it worked. And it's funny because if you go talk to people that had ablations at other places, particularly the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, they had like 2 and 3 and they still have problems. Oh, chew a cigar. Okay. Did that work for him, Dolly? Was his successful? Oh, never lit it. No, okay. Well, chewing tobacco, there's carcinogens in that, whether you smoke it or not. Mouth cancer is relatively prevalent from chewing tobacco. I read one time it was like an inflammation. Oh, it corrected it. Good for him. Where did he get that done? And how long ago was that? There was a big lawsuit. There was a guy that Bruce Lindsay, I got mine from, the director of Cleveland Clinic. I really researched his stuff. He's retired now. But the guy worked for him called Fred Morady. And the University of Michigan Cleveland Clinic had a big lawsuit over Fred Morady going to work for the U of M. I don't know what the resolution was to the whole thing, but it was a big contested suit. 2019. Oh, interesting. Good for him. Huh. Oh, okay. I don't really know too much about those. I could tell you this, like I got a buddy of mine that's been like a internal medicine guy for 40 years. And he said, what's worked? This is what's worked. Nicotine patches, lozenges, and staying away from other smokers. And he thought everything else was a bunch of fucking bullshit. Statistically wise, as far as quitting. That's what he said. And I don't really know too much about the nicotine pouches, to be honest with you. So I don't want to comment on it. I know nothing about it, really. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, the motion to the hand to the mouth. Well, I can help people out with that. Only women, though. Huh. See, now that's surprising to me because it's linked to the addictive qualities of nicotine. I never heard of the motion bit. Stephanie, does that ring a bell with you? The hand to the mouth? I mean, did that help you quit smoking, or do you think it would help you quit smoking? Stephanie says she hasn't done that in years. Okay. Yeah, I never heard of that. I have heard things about habit. What's interesting about smoking is somebody can quit Go to a wedding reception, think they're going to have one, and be right back to where they were when they quit. It's crazy. You just never know. I'm just glad that I didn't. That's one thing that I didn't do. Smoking. You never smoked, did you, Dolly? Oh, okay. Yeah, I never did. My parents were big smokers, though. And like I said, that's what finished off my mom. But, and I know like 3 people that have died that quit smoking like 40 years ago. That got B.J. Thomas, too. Cocaine, yes, a cumulative, absolutely. Somebody just died the other day from cocaine use. Michael J. Fox, dementia, Alzheimer's, neurological diseases, heavy cocaine use. It's a cumulative, but it's really hell on your cardiovascular system. Dolly, you remember Bob Probert, the hockey player from the Red Wings? That's what got him, heavy cocaine use. Just stroked down on a boat in Lake St. Clair. Yeah. Kirk Gibson, too. Another big cocaine user. Andy Gibb. No, he died of endocarditis, but he did use a lot of cocaine. But it was from an infection that eventually got him. Out on a boat? Yeah, he did. Yep. Robin Williams was a huge cocaine user. And look what happened to him. Yeah, it's a cumulative, too. And you're going to see other people dropping off from heavy cocaine use. Yeah, I never fucked with that either, trying it. It's never really interested me. I mean, I had a lot of bad habits, but for one reason or another, that wasn't one. Yeah, out on a boat, that's right. Never fooled. I was never even like tempted a little bit. Weird. I'll tell you personally, I think that radio stations were responsible for a lot of that bullshit. The 70s, they were like encouraging getting high and stuff like that and getting fucked up and going to things. And, they really encouraged that dope smoking and drinking and stuff. Yeah, I didn't do it either. Nope, me neither. I didn't even like start drinking till like 24 or 5. I think I threw up once drinking. I don't even like kind of remember it. Maybe I didn't, but I remember feeling sick. Now I'd been drunk plenty of times. Not like, I would say I'd probably been drunk like 25 times in my life. Drunk where if I got pulled over, I'd probably get a drunk driving ticket. I wasn't getting on the expressway the wrong way, but I'd go and like you're dating somebody and you're drinking wine and shit. Here's when I need it the most. Women my age, 69 years old. Here's when I need alcohol the most and I'm not drinking it. Fuck, I probably need 2 bottles now. I do think alcohol enhances an experience. An event, a concert, an art museum, dating. There's nothing better than like dating someone you like and they like you and going up to Mackinac Island with a good bottle of wine. You can't fucking wait. Yeah, you just walked around Mackinac Island. You don't know each other yet. That great. You're at Mackinac Island, summer, fucking A. Would you like a glass of wine? It's like, yeah, I would. It's like, yeah, me too, for a lot of reasons. And you drink 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and party. Oh, you never did? No, you'll do it, Dolly. You'll do it. You're not old enough yet to throw in the towel. This is what I think. You're at a point in your life now, which is super unfortunate. I don't know if you people know her husband died a couple of years ago. Super great guy, really good guy. So, I mean, it's a huge void to fill. So if you don't, I understand why. It isn't like you're divorced and, you just got super unlucky on that deal. Very unfortunate. So if you didn't, it would make sense to me why you didn't. But on the other hand, and I don't know this for sure, but John was a good guy. And I'm sure he'd want you to be happy, whatever that took. you know? Yeah, no, I would say there's more bad than good. Absolutely, for sure. Hey, Rogue, how you doing? He'd want you to be happy. You know, I can remember having these conversations with people as an adult in my life. I'll give you an example. There was a guy I used to go, drink coffee up at Tim Hortons, sit at the counter all the time. Older guy, worked at GM forever, had a wife. And I would go over there once in a while, or I'd talk to them at Tim Hortons. And they had a big old motorhome, big giant Class A motorhome. And I was always telling him, have you torn a mirror off there? Yeah. I mean, he was like 78 and they're driving this thing around. They do have backup cameras and cameras on the front fenders. So you do have help. I said, you're getting too fucking old to drive that thing, man. He said, no, I'm not. Mind your own business, I'm not too old. Well, you know what he did? He ended up pulling right in front of somebody on M55 between Taos and West Branch. Got T-boned. There were witnesses, and they said that it looked like he thought the person that hit him was turning where he was coming from. Who knows what happened? He just got a pacemaker about 2 weeks or killed him dead in a doornail. But we used to have conversations about, if something ever happened to either one of them. I said, well, what if Judy got killed? He said, well, I'd want her to date somebody, have a good time. And she said the same thing about him. But then you talk to other people like, and they wouldn't want that. And then, some people never get over it. It's just a mixed bag. It probably is easy to feel that way just because of, being your age and working. I mean, where the hell are you going to meet people? I mean, if you really think about this, hey, Crunch and Munch, if you really think about this, it's hard to meet people that you're really into, even when you're young, even when you're at a big pool of people like high school. There's a lot of good looking, attractive people. It doesn't mean you're having a relationship. Then you get into college and it's a little better. And then you get out of college and it's okay to maybe like your mid 20s. And then once you get into your 30s and you're single, good luck. I mean, it's just the pool just continues to get smaller. And then, you keep getting older and like people are getting fatter and less attractive and you're working and like where the hell, other than luck, like anything else, your likelihood of like meeting someone quality that you'd really be into just diminishes year by year by year. No, doctor bills, no, they won't. They sure won't. Pain pills, you can forget it now. Although I do know a guy that just the other day got some Dilaudid prescribed. I couldn't believe it. Of course, those are in super low doses, 2 milligrams. Yeah, but I mean, dating as you get older is like, unless you're like super lonely and you'll marry anything and you'll find somebody that'll marry anything. And you're just so happy to have somebody around you, dropped all the requirements you had when you were young, looks, money, sex. You want somebody around. I got an airline pilot buddy like that. He's on his 7th wife. Now they've been married 17 years, but the guy cannot stand to be alone. Yeah. In physical relationship, it's sad actually because, well, I think you said you're what, 45? Really? No way, huh? Yeah, I know what you mean though. No, it was crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of weird fucking people. And here's another big problem. You're kind of burning the candle at both ends and you're burning it in the middle because just think of how much smarter you are now than you were when you were young and attractive. So, I mean, everybody is losing ground in all sorts of ways. And there is something to, like Dolly, I don't want to say an excuse, but there's a lot of logic to why you're available. Your husband died, nothing you could do about that. But when you meet a lot of these people, particularly the ones that are your age that have never been married, they're fucking weirdos. I mean, they couldn't even get married to someone where it didn't work out. You got the bottom of the barrel. I mean, you're dredging the fucking annals of society with these people that you wouldn't have liked them when you were at the top of your game and they were at the top of theirs. And now these are the only kind of people that you're meeting. I did a couple of murder investigations, and over the course of that, I interviewed people and got to look at their diaries. And I've talked about this before, and I realized then and through older women that I knew as I aged, that the reason that older women have affairs with married guys is because that's the only quality guy they're going to sincerely be attracted to. And since they've aged and they don't want all the baggage, if they got a guy that's going to treat them like a queen and come over and screw them once a month, that's fine with them. They don't want them around the rest of the time. I know two women that had affairs with married men, and when the guys wanted to divorce their wives to be with them, they said, not happening. They wanted them to stay with their wives. So, the relationship changes with a lot of people. When you're 19, fooling around on your boyfriend could be completely different reasons how you'd be if you did the same kind of thing when you were 55. You don't want that fucking guy around all the time. You love that you only get it part-time, you know? So, but I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but the criteria in infidelity changes as you age. And if you're just a person that, let's say you want a relationship and you want sexual contact, that kind of thing. I mean, it's hedonistic behavior. You seek pleasure. So you're doing shit that you're not proud of. And when you're 55-year-old woman, for everything that you want in a man, that's about all that's left. Married. I found this out the hard way. I'm not saying it's okay. Yeah, that's exactly right. Married twice. And you know how it is too. You just see things in there. You're so much smarter now. When you're 20, you don't know shit. They're good looking. That's like you're covered for most of it. But then you get older and you've met enough weirdos. You're able to compare apples to apples. And you're just, this guy's a fucking creeper. That's why I tell people, they go out and stuff like that. It's like, go out with a coffee. Because I'm telling you, fucking dinner never seems like it will never end. Yeah, huge, Dolly, right. It seems like it'll never end. You go out with someone that's like, and you go out to dinner, it's like, holy fucking shit. It's like washing clothes where the dryer like runs for a week. You're just talking about all this bullshit. You're not really into it. I say, go out for a coffee and get the fuck out of there. Just say, let's meet for a couple hours Saturday. I got a lot of house cleaning, stuff like that. And then if it's like really, really good and you're hitting it off, it's like, fuck house cleaning. Let's go like do something else. But at least you got it out because you're getting the bottom of the barrel. You're going to have to get lucky to get someone that you really, it's not like when you're young. Yeah, I believe that, Crunch and Munch. Better before his wife knew. So weird. And I know women that knew their husband was having affairs and it took the pressure off them. When you're 60 and you've been married 30 years and 25 of them have been in the tank, you're not happy. Sex sucks. You don't have it anymore. And you're having an affair. Like Bill Cosby and his wife, you're kind of both going your separate ways, but neither one of you want to live in half the size house, have half your shit, unless it's unbearable and you're getting beaten or it's thrown in your face. You just kind of hang in there until one of them kicks the bucket. Live separate lives, although you're married. You see the red flags. Absolutely right. And face it, just older people just aren't that attractive anymore. Before menopause, you're getting horny and shit. And, and after menopause, it's like, fuck, it's, the main reason you got together younger is gone. Yeah. Yeah, it's gone. It's like, there's just, look at the piece of pie from like 25 to like 55, as far as all the criteria that made you want to date. It's like, you got the crust left. That's it. Oh, I believe that. Yeah, I bet you're right. Yep. I think you're right. I would say that's true. Turn into roommates. And as society goes on, it's just like church attendance. It's just like things are changing. I think it would have always been that way if women could have supported themselves. If women didn't need to depend on men for a livelihood and a place to live, it would have always been this way. The culture is changing. And now you look at prenups and stuff like that. Yeah. No, I bet you're right. Menopause. I bet you're right about that. Yeah. You just don't. I mean, let's face it. Once the sex part of the equation is over, I mean, what are you dating for? Now you can say, yeah, well, there's more to dating than sex. Yeah. Oh, really? Romantic dating? Like what? Once the romance thing's gone, I mean, you might as well just get a pen pal. Yeah. What the? Yeah. Changes everything. I believe that. Yeah. That's why I think these Viagra commercials and stuff are a bunch of fucking bullshit. The last thing I'd want is my 60-year-old wife getting a 50 fucking Viagra's. I want to kill myself. It's like, why are you buying these? He's like, before I had an excuse. Now I got an erection that lasts 6 hours. Holy fucking Christ. I think it's all bullshit. I just don't know any 60-year-old people. Yeah, you're going to see some freak on Dr. Phil or Oprah or one of those shows that said they're 60, they're 70, and they're having the best sex they ever had of their life. Yeah, it's super sketchy. Something is like major fishy. If you're having the best sex of your life at 70, you are one fucked up person, or you're lying, one or the other. Yeah, I just don't buy it. I think it's total bullshit. Best sex of your life at 50. Oh, who are you bullshitting? Yeah, get a pen pal. Yeah, get a pen pal. These book clubs and stuff like this. Yeah, it's just like I said, when you're young, you're physically attracted to them. But if you're lonely and you get older, I mean, I see these people that get married like in their 60s. It's like, what are you thinking? And you guys, I think to myself, you guys actually having like sex? Holy Christ. Run, Forrest, run. Amen. Yeah, it's the truth. And there are, like anything, there's always some exceptions. You're going to find some people that are just, everything that you'd see in a damn romance movie. They're out there, but I don't think it's very prevalent. How many like people have been married like 40 years? You see these, holding hands and stuff like that. I call bullshit on it. I just don't buy it. I think they're taking us as suckers. They believe in anything. And I know it's like much different for men than it is for women. I mean, usually. I don't know too many women that have fuck buddies. I know men do, but that unfortunately is dried up for me too. Yeah, I probably like never have I think my sex days are probably done till Stephanie shows up. And this is how I know they're done, because I'm fine with it. I become part of the club too. I don't even want to blow up doll anymore. That's how low it's gotten. Uninteresting it is. I mean, if you told me tomorrow we're going to send a 20-year-old Thai mail order bride, I wouldn't answer the door. This is how far I've fallen. Now I watch birds and feed chicken legs to vultures, go to bookstores, old man activity, beekeep. Fuck. Another couple years, I'll probably be knitting. Yeah. Have to have Callie call me and tell her to take the gun barrel out of between my eyes while I go back to drinking. But this is just part of being a human being. It's still in the back of your mind. Me too. There's still that one little flicker and flame, like, maybe. It'd be nice to have somebody. And then you just realize, yeah, it'd be nice if I was 7 feet tall, I'd have been in the NBA. It's that kind of thing. It's crazy. The point of diminishing returns. I'll tell you what does kind of interest me though. Like when I'm in these bookstores, like big chains, like I was today in Barnes and Noble, I see a lot of mixed aged women, young and older, in the romance section. Now, is this just my old perverted lech of a mind creating these thoughts? Or are they like getting horny reading these things? Or is there an aspect to romance novels in a non sexual way for women? I really don't know. I wonder about this. Do you guys, can you guys enlighten me on that? Are these just women of all ages still getting horny reading these things? Or, or is it just, is there a part of like romance that's non-sexual? Do you guys know this at all? Because there's a lot of people looking at it. It's a huge section, so I know they sell all paperback. You wouldn't read one. Interesting, huh? What's the draw on that? Like I can remember, I remember women masturbating to penthouse letters and men too. Back in the day, that turned them on reading these dirty stories. But I don't think they're that descriptive in romance novels. But I see a lot of like young girls reading them and older women too. And I just wonder if there's an aspect to romance unrelated to sex. Yeah, but what about the old ladies? But why do they read it, Dolly? Are they reading? Is it non-sexual or both? Or are they turning on their French tickler reading these, or is it just an interesting story unrelated to sex? Because some of these women are like old. We're talking about menopause and no interest in sex and not getting married again. Why are so many of these women? And I see a lot of young girls, like high school girls. You'll see two young, cute girls in between two old ladies looking at different romance novels in the same section. And I just wonder if it's for different reasons. Yeah, I want to know this. Oh, yeah, relive the past. Oh, okay. Huh. Oh, okay. All right. Well, see, I'm learning something. But they must sell because there's just, like I said, it's like all the other sections are, let's say, 20 feet wide. The romance section is like 50 feet wide. Huh. Oh, live in the past. Oh, you do hate them. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I just wonder if it's like Reader's Digest stuff or, you know. Yeah, thank you, Callie. Me too. You guys know me enough. Can you see me reading a romance novel? Fuck. I may scroll through Pornhub or fucking Hamster for a couple hours, but romance novel, I don't fucking think so. Yeah, bullshit. Yeah, I just, yeah, I'm not too good in that department. Yeah, cheesy. That's right. Yeah. How about this then? Would a romance novel be completely different from like the old penthouse letters, the dirty stories? Are they less graphic? Is it just like, uh, PG rated, like holding hands and kiss on the cheeks? Are they really throwing the wood to them in those books? Is it descriptive or not? Is it just like holding hands and pecks on cheeks and bullshit like that? Because that would make more sense to me, especially with the old ladies. But it doesn't make sense with the young girls reading them. They should be getting jackhammered at that age. Oh, it depends on the author. Okay. Huh. And in my whole life, unfortunately, I've never met one woman that likes porn unless they're lying to me, which is always a good guess. They just said, "Oh, why would you watch that?" It's the brain is so much different with men and women. Why would I watch that? I've had women say, "You're not into that, are you?" Talk about getting put on the spot. Yeah, I lie. I say I watch them once in a while. And at the same, right after that, I think, well, I guess we won't be dating long. If you really want to get rid of them, say, oh, I absolutely love porn. As a matter of fact, it's rare that I take this kind of time to waste. I know. Lots more to relationships than sex. I get it. I know. I get it. You're telling me it's the lots more I'm looking for. What is it? I think right up to menopause and right up to like being an older male. I think it's the majority of it. You look at like marriages and dating, all that shit. Once the sex goes south, everything else just kind of follows. That's the impetus that just gets you hooked up. I think so. I mean, you wouldn't have all these like strip clubs and dirty movies and dirty stories and all this stuff. If it was anything other than that, you know? Yeah. Well, I heard they were both in jail, and somebody said something about Maddie in rehab, but I didn't hear about Gerald being in rehab. Was that court ordered? Is that court ordered? I mean, if it's court ordered, I think. I mean, good luck to him. Yeah, I mean, good luck to him. That's all I can say. But I mean, if it's court ordered, they have to be there. So you really don't know. I mean, that sounds good on paper, but I wouldn't put my money on it. What I would like to know, though, is, you know, they're down there for years. Everybody knows about it. They're not, you know, other than her prostitution, him buying, selling dope, a little bit of dope. What in the hell did they do to actually take up jail space in a shithole like Detroit? I mean, they have no space. When you look at their crimes or their warrants for the things that I knew they did, that's not enough to get them to pick you up and house you over their lifestyle. So does anybody know what got them there? What happened? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think they want to. I think, you know, when it's court ordered, I mean, no. But what got them locked up? Yeah, but warrants, those low-level warrants for like possession and solicitation and stuff, that doesn't get you locked up. I mean, you know, they got people down there with felony warrants that they pass on because of space. You know, they try and get the biggest bang for their buck on their jail space. Yeah, but that seems even more ridiculous, trespassing. I mean, nobody gives it. You don't get locked up for trespassing in Detroit. I don't think. I mean, maybe if they caught you roaming around the mayor's office at 3 a.m. But Maddie and Gerald, I mean, they've been trespassing since I've known them every day of the week. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. I'd love to know, like, why they're in there. You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, and that's just the government at work. You know, as you guys know, if you know them, that court-ordered rehab for them is just a waste of time. I mean, they probably don't know what else to do. Yeah, trespassing. Yeah, it doesn't quite add up. You know, if they found a body and, you know, a wallet missing and the guy's wallet, license, and Gerald's duffel bag, shit like that, now we're talking. But minus that, I mean, there's a million people down there just like them that have never been in jail, never will be, on warrants. Yeah, I'm sure it's down there in some kind of public record. But it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. Well, either way, best of luck. They're nice people. Maddie's a sweetheart. And I like Gerald too. I mean, I want the best for him. I mean, that's just words, but I'd give low odds on it, but I hope I'm wrong. Oh, big time. Oh, absolutely, man. But that's a strange city in a lot of ways. You know, when COVID was rampant, you know, those fucking stupid Detroit cops were down there picking up these prostitutes on Michigan Avenue and writing them $450 tickets for ignoring the curfew. Just, I mean, really? You're writing streetwalkers tickets for not paying attention to the COVID protocol. I mean, it just sounds like something they do. That city is such a dump. This notion that it's going to come back is a fantasy. Crimes through the roof, police corruption's through the roof. The school system's a mess. The public transportation's a joke. Nobody wants to insure you there. There are no jobs there. Taxes are ridiculously high. The blight runs rampant. No, I mean, nobody wants to be in fucking Detroit. It's nothing. This idea that Detroit's coming back, I'll bet you money that Dan Gilbert and that lone guy and Ford and all those fuckers are going to regret that. Of course, they're all down there for nothing anyway. You can't sustain a city on tax abatements to bring a bunch of, what good does bringing a bunch of executives' jobs to Ford do for the city of Detroit? Fucking zero. What do you employed like 500 people that get the fuck out of Dodge as soon as they get out of work? Same with, the Gilbert. I'll bet you money. That's why they've drugged their feet, not only on the Ford building, but on that new skyscraper they're building in Detroit. That's suspicious too. I'll bet I wish they had that to do all over again. That's going to be another flop. I mean, did you ever think, Dolly, in your lifetime, you would see the damn Renaissance Center that they're thinking of tearing it down? And it'd be on a damn auction? The Ren Center. It's like their crown jewel. They'd have no skyline without it. The only thing, and I don't think it's going to do much for Detroit, because if you look at the schematics and the design, of course, Delray was a wasteland anyway. That was super high crime. I mean, I loved going down there, but, not because I thought Detroit was coming back or it was a good place to live. But that whole bridge, is being paid for Canada. It's going to help commerce. They're paying for it. And all that stuff is routed around Detroit, basically. You're going in and you're getting out and you're going through that thoroughfare and you're getting on and off 75. Nobody's stopping in Detroit and buying a bunch of shit. It's a kick-ass, cool-looking bridge. And I guess it's better than nothing. And if it helps anything, even a little bit, it's worth it. But that's a Canadian deal, not a United States deal. I'm sure there's going to be some liquor store that may be doing well or duty-free shop. But anybody, that's a city that was predicated on about $3.5 million, running on about a 660,000 population where 80% of the people don't work and never plan on working. People come down there, they go to a sporting event or a concert, they have a big police presence, private security, go see their sports teams, Taylor Swift, have a dinner and get the fuck out of Dodge. No one is living there. No one is moving to Detroit wanting to enroll their kids in a school system. Not happening. All this is faked up, propped up bullshit. And they still have pension problems and paying their bill problems. And like I said, I don't blame them for doing it, but Ford's down there for nothing. Quicken Loans is down there for nothing. And most everybody else went out of business. I mean, you can't run a city like that. You just can't. The big city model's kind of done anyway. It's like shopping malls. Things have changed. The culture's different. The big three is now the small two. Everybody in the world's making cars. The Japanese are making better ones. The Koreans, cheaper. I mean, it's just a shell of itself. All the Rust Belt cities are in trouble. You can't compete with like these foreign countries. And this Amazon shit, I tell everybody else, like, do you know any business to go in? It's like, well, yeah, here's the first rule of thumb. Whatever you're thinking about going in, just make sure Amazon doesn't sell it. Yeah. I mean, they're I use them too. I mean, I buy a lot of weight equipment, weights and shit. I'll get weights 30% cheaper than on sale anywhere. Like 150-pound plates or something like this, 275-pound plates, let's say, something like that. Not only are they 30% cheaper, they deliver them to my house. Now, how the hell do you compete with that? You learn in certain things when you're looking through it. Don't even consider going anywhere else unless you just want to get out of the house. because you're never going to get it anywhere near as cheap as you're going to get it on Amazon. You could get Windex, a 55-gallon drum of it. It's like a penny a bottle. Stuff like that. And the good deal, well, isn't that what capitalism is all about? The good deal is you're getting stuff cheap and you don't have to go anywhere. Like here, this is a whole new ball game living where I'm at with the internet. I've got high-speed internet and I get all my shit delivered in Amazon. Minus that, this would be a terrible place to live. So the result of that is no place to go to. Like this place I went was this, I would say upper middle class, high-end Thai restaurant. Look up their website in Buckhead, Atlanta. It's called Thai 21. Absolutely excellent food. I mean, really good. And I was talking to the guy, it was his last day today. He's been there 4 years. And he said the sales are just slowly going down. That's because, of the economy, low paying jobs, two things, inflation and cost rising. I mean, there's not that many people that can go out and afford to spend $125 for Thai food, which is what it costs, like with an appetizer and stuff. Worth it? It is. But can you afford it regularly? No. So even though he's the top waiter there and averages 25% on tips, he's not making enough money to live in any longer. And he also told me he has friends of his that are in the steakhouse business, same thing. If you look at the cost of wholesale meat, it's getting to the point where even rich people don't want to pay what you have to pay to stay in business as a top-notch steakhouse. Even like so-so steaks, like Longhorn and Texas Roadhouse and places like that, they're struggling. What they first started doing is smaller portions, not that great a steak, and the markets are going to hell in all sorts of shit. The ones that are making it, Mexican, low food cost, pizza, low food cost, tacos, low food cost. But the other places with like traditional quality food, especially seafood. You guys tell me a good seafood place to go. I bet you can't. I looked on some of the Capitol Grill, which is another good place to eat. I looked on their menu before I went to eat at the Thai place today. All the good shit that used to be able to go there for, like a aged porterhouse or lobster tails, currently unavailable. Yeah, I know what that means. They're tired of it sitting in the freezer for 6 months when they said the meat was never frozen and their lobster was fresh. This is no time to own a restaurant. Yeah, crazy. It's scary out there, I think. All these bullshit low-paying jobs and the Christ of things. Look what a new car costs and stuff now. I mean, I think sometimes. No, which one was that? Was that in Greektown? Greektown, Greektown's dangerous now too. Used to be able to go. I remember going down there. You could go down there all night long. 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. People having fun. I used to go to the Golden Fleece, get a combination plate. It's great. And that got sold. All the food sucks. Look at their ratings. Greektown's like a hellhole. You stand a 5% chance of being murdered while you're down there. Yeah, Detroit has shitty cops. But, if you were a good guy, a good cop, you wouldn't work there to begin with. So it's just like all sorts of places that go south. That's all they can get. And the management's so bad, and they're always getting busted for corruption. That's just the kind of attitude that you have there. They're just like not that different than the crooks. Just look up police corruption in Detroit. You'll run out of time before you run out of articles. Family-owned one. Oh, Hella's? Hella's? That one? Where is that? Are you talking about the one down in Ecorse? Ecorse? There was a good one down in Ecorse. Where is it? What city? That burned, huh? No kidding. Oh, I'm going to look that up. Yeah, they had excellent food. What's the name of that place? Yeah, they had good food. Great lemon on the fries, yeah. Let me look this up. Yeah, I wonder what caused that. The daughter worked there. They were nice people. Waitresses are still working there. Worked there like 40 years. Auburn Cafe, devastated by fire. Wow. Huh. Was that Jewish lightning? Yeah, really nice people. Yep. No kidding. Roof was on fire. Flame shooting from the roof. Wow. The owner, Costa Callis, completely devastated. 44 years. Wonder if they're going to rebuild that. Now, if that doesn't get rebuilt, I vote for Jewish lightning. Yeah, that was an excellent place. Yeah, well, time will tell. If they rebuild it, well, that's wrong. If they don't, makes sense. Oh, I didn't know about that. Yeah, super nice people. Yeah, great food is right. Legit great gyros. You ever come to this area? I know a great place to get gyros. And it's a Turkish place. Really good. I've only known 3 good places to get gyros. It was Golden Fleece, which sucks now in Detroit. And there was one in downtown Ann Arbor, Old Parthenon. They sold for the liquor license. And then one here, 3, that's it. Most of the gyros are like ordered from these food companies like Gordon's and stuff. They're terrible. Looks like dog food on a stick, shaved into a wedge. Sucks. Yeah, that was great food. Actually, I was planning on going there. I used to get Maddie and Gerald stuff there. Get them gyros and fries. I'd be down fucking around doing photography and then just go right up for it, and there they were. Huh. Oh, that's too bad. But their business has to be shit too. E-course is a dump. Rouge. Those were top-notch places to live at one time. Even when I was in high school, Rouge was still nice. But they had their problems there. I remember the mayor of Melvindale, I think, got shot in the roller rink. And they went in and killed everybody at that jewelry store right at the foot of Schaefer and Fort around 74, 75. So it was starting to get like bad then. They used to have good basketball teams too. Lofton Green was the coach. Yeah, sad to say, yeah. It's a broken market. Now you can have some place have a damn drone deliver a gyro that's twice as good and half as much. Land right on your porch. Just shove a tip in a little door and off it flies. Oh, you haven't? Well, you got time. You got time to travel. Yeah, you got time. Traveling, I'll tell you though, man. I mean, I've done lots of it, and every place is just kind of looks the same. Strip malls, Home Depot, Lowe's, big grocery chains, car dealers, pizza shops, tacos, cell phone stores. There's just like no independent character anymore. I love the South. Yeah. Yeah, I don't care where you go. I mean, it's like dollar stores, yeah, Dollar General. Yeah, all over the place. Yep. They're so ugly. Yeah, oil. Yep. Yeah, we didn't know how good we had it when we were young. I mean, I kind of did. You know what I don't like now is like, places aren't open anymore. Every place is closed, even bars. Try and find a bar open. I mean, I'll go to them anyway, so it's not that big of a problem. But if I was young, bars, they close like at 11, man. You're a bar. Walmart's used to be open 24 hours. Try and find a late night cafe now. Even the one on Hilton Head closes early. I mean, going and getting like breakfast after a bar at 4 in the morning is like over. Yeah, it really is. Topless bars are in the tank. Yeah, what's this world coming to? Amazon wiping everybody out. I know this is crazy thinking, and I use Amazon too, but I wish the government would regulate them. They're just doing too much damage to They used to do it with the car companies, radio station, and newspapers. They're just wiping too much of the face of the United States off by dominating the market the way they do. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, it was like no big deal. Ramshorn. Like I said, Greektown, man. You could go. I remember being at Greektown before and the sun coming up. Like it's starting to get light outside. You're out fucking around all night. Go to a bar. We go over to Windsor all the time, come across, go to Greektown. A lot of Canadians over there. It was fun. Oh, yeah, Greektown. You get murdered down there. Shootings, drive-by shootings. Bunch of dirt bags. I mean, the only thing that's kept it going as good as it is that casino where everybody parks in because they got cameras and security. You know, they had a lot of suicides down there, which is why they had to put barbed wire fence on the top deck. People were jumping off. A lot of people were jumping off. Yeah. You look at statistics and stats too at casinos, they're not good for an area. They'll bullshit you into all these low-paying jobs that come into town, but bankruptcy goes up, divorce, suicide. You look at the stats of casinos and what they do to areas. Oh, a decade. How'd you like Houston? Too hot out there. Yeah, it's just the world's. Now I'm glad I'll be dead in 15 years. I'm not shitting you. You know, I can remember being young and people saying they wish they were going to live older. I don't hear anybody saying that now. Yeah, that's true. Kind of is true, Scott. They've ruined every place that they've been in charge of, whether it's a township, a country, a city, a county. It's a fucking dump. Oh, they probably got to look at their fucking deductible. Yeah. You know, you're feeling like shit. They don't know what's wrong with you. You get a fucking $100,000 bill in the mail. You're not getting any better. Fuck, I'd jump out the fucking window too. Yeah, 37. Shit. Well, the pain is over. I mean, there's people that just get in these kind of jams. You know, the world's crazy now. Everybody's working for nothing. I give these fucking Amazon people a $25 tip when they come because I know how Amazon's got everybody working for nothing. And out here, you know, they're in Augusta. You know, what do they have like? You know, this is a poverty-stricken area around. How many fucking SD cards are they delivering to Crawfordville that day? Fucking none. Mine. But, you know, Amazon, you know, because they're making so much money in places where they don't drive far, they can afford to do this overnight, same-day shipping bullshit to a guy like me. There's no fucking way they're making any money on it. You're paying a guy driving one of the full-size GM vans, and you're telling him, look, you want all this gravy stuff. You're going to have to take this damn SD card out to Tom Reed in Crawfordville and use a half a fucking tank of gas. And he does it because he needs a job. So I always give him a $25 tip. It's like, here, man, fuck yeah. They can't believe it. I said, I know you didn't make any money coming out there. It's like, how'd you know that? It's like, because I've talked to these people and I read it online. You're taking this one in the ass to get 10 close to your home. No, yeah, you're right, Dolly. Yeah. Yeah, psych ward. Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, I remember I delivered those Meals on Wheels when I was younger. You know, like mid 30s, early 40s. And it was just old people that have had a catastrophe in their life. You know, some weird shit. They got disabled or they lost a source of income or the spouse that made most of the money died and, you know, stuff like that. And it was just people that needed a hot meal delivered. And it was just like, yeah, it was like fun doing it. These are just old people that could use a break. I can remember delivering them thinking, well, you know, this is great. This is what government's for, you know, people like this. And now it's like the whole damn neighborhood needs this, irregardless of their age. They need like hot meals and stuff. Like when you're 20 because you haven't been able to find a decent paying job. You know, everybody's working like 2 and 3 jobs now. Rent's ridiculous. I don't know how they do it. Oh, alcoholics, drug addicts. Oh, okay, yeah, I believe that, yeah, obese people. Yeah, yeah, you see, you're on the front lines, you know this stuff. Yeah, it's true. Absolutely nuts. I still think maybe I'll do something, new business, I don't know why I think that. I need to come to my fucking senses. What I should do is just do I haven't worked in about, like, 16 years, I think. Fucking around. I've had a great life as far as, like, free time, and I always think that I ought to just finish my life out just doing what I've been doing, but I have these crazy thoughts sometimes. And the main reason is because you don't feel as good with days off as when you work, when you do something, when you have customers that like you, they think you do a good job. There's nothing that replaces that. More money doesn't replace it, more toys, new houses, lots of acreage. None of this shit replaces the satisfaction you get at being successful at something, and you get a lot of feedback on your efforts. And when you're just fucking around, watching Pornhub a couple hours and sleeping in, fucking drinking $10 coffees and going out to lunch all the time, it kind of gets old. I mean, I know it could be like way worse, and I'm thankful for it. But it's just like imagining, like people say, well, imagine if you were quadriplegic. Well, I think me imagine, and I already know it would be terrible, but there's nothing like actually being one. I mean, you should be grateful for what you have, but you're not really experiencing what you don't have. It's like an abstract thought that you're not really living, you know? I mean, I can remember like working hard and doing a lot of work and getting ready to go to like Hawaii or some shit like that and like cleaning everything so everything would be nice and organized, waxing the car, getting an oil change, making sure everything, holding your mail, just really getting tons of shit done. And by the time you got on that airport and sat in that airplane seat, it's like, fucking hey, man, this is great. I really feel like I did all my shit. This really motivated me to get a bunch of stuff done uh, before I left for this vacation that I wouldn't have got done otherwise. And you just were at the vacation, you were just having fun. 2 weeks, but even no matter where you went or what kind of good time you had, you're still kind of looking back to get into the grind again because the grind sets a standard for you to appreciate your time off more, you know? No, it seems like that. It's true. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's a different world out there. Yeah, really nuts. I know. I feel bad for him. I do. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm lucky for what I have. Yeah, different. Yeah, sure were. Yeah, take care of them. So I can understand though why people give up. Yeah, I really do. You just like watch, like watching the news now and what's going on in the country is like a bad dream. You have a bad dream, you wake up and it's like, God, man, I'm glad that I was dreaming. Fuck. Thank God. And now you watch like all this crazy shit and it's not a dream. It's how things are now. Yeah, I don't watch the news. Yeah, I don't, it's depressing. Yeah, it really is. And like these politicians we got are just, fucking lunatics. Remember when they used to have like these just civil debates, like gentlemen debating? And now look what we got. It's like a fucking Jerry Springer show. All of them. They're fucking nuts. Criminal kids. Even the ones you like are fucked up, you know? I mean, yeah, even the ones you like are crazy. I mean, can you imagine, you saw Donald Trump on The Apprentice? 20 years ago, if you said Donald Trump was going to be the president, I mean, that wouldn't even have got a laugh at a comedy club. And then Biden, same thing, just a fucking clown. Yeah, wouldn't you just like Joe Biden? He got caught plagiarizing, copying other people's speeches. I mean, just these people are just like the real smart, sharp people. they wouldn't want that job. You know, it's just the whole thing. Even the people you vote for are like worse than the people you hated 25 years ago. It sounds terrible. I mean, that's what I think. It's like, I can't fucking believe it. I'm voting for this motherfucker. God. I mean, if it was just a surprise and like, you were just whisked into a room and they put on a big screen and they said, you voted for this guy. What would you pay to know something about the guy that you didn't vote for? It's like, fuck, you name it, like 10 grand. This is who I'm voting for, really? Yeah. Good night, Dolly. Good night. Sweet dreams. Party on. Yeah, the world is like nuts. You're just like kind of like shell shocked every day. Yeah, nuts. One thing I was surprised about, though, I never knew Canada was fucking us this bad. I thought they were just a good like ally. Used to go over there all the time. I used to wish I lived in Canada. No, that was Mary Lee Post's house, the Serial Family. Wasn't it? That's what I thought. Maybe not. I remember I was living down there when he bought Mar-a-Lago. I mean, they hate his guts down there. He sues them all the time and fucks with them. And, that's about as snooty as you can get. And because he's always bringing, Air Force One down there and they're shutting off streets and just the exact opposite of what I want there. Yeah, I don't blame you. Flying a kite, fuck yeah. Just stare up in the sky and take your mind off things. They'll probably want a license to fly those any day now. $100 to fly a kite. You know where they'll really break it off in your ass? If they catch you putting a GPS or a cell phone on a helium balloon and letting it go. They were really, they don't have too much problem, it doesn't seem, with the helium balloon. But you start putting trackable devices in like phones and stuff and letting them go, they will rack it off in your ass. They really will. Oh, she did build it. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a cool looking place. But it's not, I mean, you can see both sides. You see the intercoastal and you see the ocean. I mean, it's impressive looking property. I used to go over there all the time. I read an article online that, it's basically, those are the state owns the beaches and the city owns part. I mean, they don't want you over there. They're very clear about it. When I was down there at my divorce thing, those fuckers followed me all over. I was back there getting some video of the house. This fucking cop car right behind me the whole time. That's how it is. They catch you doing like 1 mile and over, they'll write you a ticket for some shit. Fuck with you on the beach. Yeah, they do not want people over there that don't live there. And they will find a million ways to do it. There used to be a good restaurant right over the bridge, Tesla's or Testas. I think it was Testas. They tore it down here maybe 8 years ago. Used to go over there and get something to eat. It wasn't like really expensive. See, there was always movie stars or celebrities there. It was kind of cool, fun to go there. And they tore that down. I don't know what they did with it. Testas, it was called, I think. Yeah, nuts. Yeah, Margaret Post or something. And then when he turned it into like what it is now, they weren't going to allow it. He just ties them up in court. And they finally said, Uncle. Crazy. Well, you guys, I think I'm going to go to bed, knock out a little reading. Appreciate you coming on. Hope you have a good day tomorrow. Going to have a nice day tomorrow, 70s. Going to be partying. Stephanie, you nighty-night. Dolly, went to bed. Callie, you have a good day tomorrow. Rogue, you peace out. Anybody on here that I missed? Oh, you stalkers hiding in the background. Good job. You kept your mouth shut. So you get to watch at least. And did I miss anybody out there? Crunch and Munch? Crunch and Munch. You have a good night. Bruce, I don't know if you're there or not. You party on. Becca's sleepy, bye. She's in beddy, bye. Okay, you too, Callie. You have a good night tonight too, Frisky. You go nighty night too. And I hope you have a good day tomorrow. We'll party again. Rock on. Good night.